Hey guys, welcome back and happy Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about carpal tunnel syndrome. So let's go ahead and dive into what it is. I'm going to give you a brief anatomy overview, and then I'll give you a little routine that you can do to help prevent it as well as help treat it. So what is carpal tunnel? Let's talk about it. So the wrist is made up of 8 small bones referred to as your carpal bones. There's a row of 4 and then a row of 4. Your carpal tunnel refers to this entire area right here on the anterior side in which your tendons and your nerves go from your forearm to your hand. So this right here is your carpal tunnel. Now, carpal tunnel syndrome is when you have any sort of fluid that builds up here, or as well as the connective tissues becoming inflamed, and then it causes pressure on the nerves from overuse or trauma. So the tendons get inflamed, the excessive fluid causes pressure on the nerve, and it causes some tingling, burning, even numbness sometimes in the hand, combination of all 3. How we treat it is a combo of stretching and exercises to stretch the tendons, as well as correct any postural issues, because generally if we have poor upper body posture, it tends to cause some issues with how we hold our wrists, which causes the carpal tunnel syndrome. So in severe cases, sometimes surgery is required. I've always got my notes down here. And can we prevent it? Usually. A couple different ways are to make sure if you're at work, if you spend a lot of time typing, that you're holding your wrists in a comfortable way. We've got this nice 90 degrees here. As well as any sort of like crafting or woodworking, you want to just be aware of how you're doing that. And then also focusing on your posture, making sure you're staying nice and wide through your collarbone, and that you're taking breaks as needed to prevent overuse. So what we want to avoid when we are experiencing carpal tunnel is, of course, that overuse. You want to take those breaks, as well as any sort of prolonged grasping. So if you're doing any sort of exercise, instead of using things like dumbbells or the bar, I want you to think about using wrist weights, as well as a resistance band that you can use an open palm grasp with. We also want to avoid anything such as planking on the hands, as well as push-ups. You can do a plank on your elbows. As far as push-ups go, there's a lot of different ways that you can work your chest and not use a grasp or pressing on the floor. So all you need today for our little exercise is a resistance band. I like to use the kind of rubber bandy ones just for specific rehab purposes. If you have one of the elasticy kind of fabric ones, that's totally fine too. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do 10 reps with each exercise. We're going to have that nice open palm grasp. So I want you to go ahead and just wrap this around your hand once or twice. And then your fingers are nice and straight out. I'm holding a little bit with my thumbs, but my fingers are nice and straight. We've got that nice palm grasp. So your arms are going to come up overhead. We're going to do a little lap pull. We're just going to be pulling our arms apart as we lower down. You're going to feel that activate those muscles right along your rib cage, right underneath your armpits. Those are your lats. They're an important part of your postural system. They tend to get weak over time from a lot of desk dwelling and things like that, that poor posture. And so helping strengthen them will help with the posture and the carpal tunnel in general. Perfect. We've got about 6 more here, you guys. Got 3 left here. Last 2. Last 1. All right, go ahead, take those arms straight out in line with your shoulders. We're just gonna do a little scapular retraction. So we're gonna take our arms wide here, and I want you to think about pinching those shoulder blades back together in the back of your back there. Really think about like grabbing a pencil in between those shoulder blades, really activating those rhomboids. Five more here, and then we're going to be all done with our resistance band. We're going to get into a little stretching. Last 2 here. Last 1. All right, go ahead. Get rid of that. We're just going to go ahead and go for some wrist rolls here. We're just going to be rolling our wrists really slowly and gently. We're going to go for 10. We're going to do 5 in each direction. Really gently exercising those tendons. Let's go ahead and reverse directions now. Last one here, perfect. We're gonna go ahead and do a little wrist release. I want you to go ahead and hook your middle fingers together and then just gently pull apart just a little bit. This helps release the tendons in your nerves. Nice deep breath here. When we breathe, it helps us relax and stretch a little deeper. Let's go ahead, unhook, reverse that hook. All right, final bit here. We're gonna go for a little stretch. I want you to just go ahead and take your arms straight out. We're just gonna go ahead and grab onto those fingers and we're just gonna pull back so that we're stretching that wrist. Just go very gently here. If you can't get all the way to this 90-degree angle, it's totally fine to start up here or even up here. Just gently work through your range of motion. Let's go ahead and do other side. You might notice that one side is a little stiffer than the other. My right side tends to be a little stiffer because I'm right-handed. You may notice that. Last deep breath here. All right, and that is it. I hope that this was helpful, that you learned a couple little exercises as well as stretches that can help you with your carpal tunnel syndrome. Obviously, this was super easy to do. You can mix it into your workday if you start to feel like they're getting a little sore from use, especially if you're sitting at a computer all day. If you want a full body Just Dwellers routine, I will link that at the end so you guys can check that out as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And I will see you again for our full workout on Sunday.